I mean, finish your Doritos by all means.
Hey guys.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Quarter Twins Podcast, the only podcast. That's not the name of it, is it?
Well,
hey guys.
That works.
Welcome to the Quarter Twins Podcast Weekly Review Podcast. We are the Quarter Twins, and we are the podcast with only one question: how many Doritos till I am a good boy?
Good boy. That's a good question. Let's see. Every time Joshua eats a Dorito, eat a Dorito at home. I don't know.
Follow along.
Take a shot. No, don't do that.
When are we going to do a Quarter Twins drinking game? But it's only you.
Yeah. I don't actually drink that much, guys. Okay. My parents.
I'm kidding. I'm just messing
I would
around.
eat Doritos, though.
Yeah. Every time
We're just messing around.
Every time somebody says a word, we say we eat a Dorito.
Yeah.
This is the Quarter Twins episode number 62.
It is. It really is.
And we are talking about something we care so deeply about.
Can you believe that we've done 62 of these?
Honestly, yeah. We said at the beginning we were going to do a bunch of them.
We really have. We said we're going to do it for the rest of our lives.
I'm genuinely proud that we're still here. There were some times...
I was under the impression, like, we would keep doing them and more people would listen. I just thought that's what would happen.
Yeah. We're still getting there.
Yeah. I know for a fact that we have a few new listeners. Shout out to my coworkers, Bria, Michael, Jess. I know you guys have for sure listened. They listened to our most recent top 10 movies of all time.
Yes.
And that inspired them to, one, start their own podcast. Well, Michael was talking about starting his own podcast. And two, they talked about their favorite movies and are watching their favorite movies together. So we've like inspired a whole thing. Like, isn't that great? That's amazing.
That's literally the dream. That's
the
goal
awesome.
Right there.
Yeah.
If we can stop now. We've done we've
done it.
We've already achieved what we set out to achieve, other than becoming rich and famous podcasters.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That we're no longer making money, which we were at one point. So, but Michael and Jess are major anime fans. So
let's get them on the pod. We can talk.
You guys should get on the pod and talk about anime because I never. Not that I don't. It's not that I don't like anime. I just haven't watched much.
Yeah,
and so it's hard to talk to me about.
And Jordan
anime.
has trouble with recommendations. If you recommend something to him, he'll never watch it. And honestly, genuinely, I'm the same way.
Yeah. I mean, you watched. Speaking of, you watched Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah,
which I have been telling you to watch for a long time. And I watched the first season of For All Mankind or whatever, season 4 coming out soon.
Oh my gosh, season 4!
Which that is the only thing that could possibly get me to watch the rest of the show is if they release a new season. So I'll probably watch the rest of it. So
that's interesting because there are 2 new seasons that you haven't seen.
Yeah, but they're already out, and so I've missed the moment, and so like it wasn't gripping me enough to keep going because there wasn't anything new. I know that doesn't make sense, but it's just how my brain works sometimes.
Okay. I mean, I get you. All right. Fair enough.
It's like, I don't know. Anyway, but speaking of other shows that are out, we're talking today about. Well, this isn't your introing. You intro. What are we doing today?
Today we're talking about Star Wars, and we're talking about
we are.
The Planet of the Apes new trilogy, soon to be a quadrilogy.
That's right.
Some other dude that's not Matt Reeves, sadly.
Someday. I don't know if that movie is coming out.
The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I believe is the name of the new movie.
Yeah. To
be the 4th and final film in the trilogy.
I don't think they should do it, to be honest.
You think it's good as it is?
I think it's fine. Yeah.
We can just consider it a non-canon offshoot.
I suppose if Matt Reeves was directing, I'd be hype about it. But we'll see. It could be good. Yeah. Andy Serkis isn't coming back, so I'm like, meh.
Well,
we'll see. All right.
Yeah.
So I forgot what happened at the end of the last movie.
Yeah. I don't think so. I personally,
of course he's not coming back.
Personally, I don't expect his character to return.
No, Caesar. He'll be back in the sequel for sure, guys. For sure.
a bit of a
no spoilers here.
Yeah.
Caesar will be back.
And we're going to be talking about Ahsoka, the new Star Wars show. New Star Wars, you guys.
You love
There's
to
new
see
Star
it
Wars.
sometimes.
And all Star Wars, as everyone knows, all Star Wars is good Star Wars, and there's literally no such thing as bad Star Wars. It's never been done poorly in any way, shape, or form. Look at Jordan trying to think of something that happened in Star Wars that was bad. He can't think of
anything. I can't think of anything. No. Everything's good.
Nothing.
Ewok Adventure.
Ewok
good.
Adventure.
Holiday special.
Holiday special. So it's all good. All right.
It's all good Star Wars.
We're going to be talking about Ahsoka, and we're probably going to throw in maybe a little bit of Andor as well, just because we want. Let's talk about good Star Wars.
Why not?
I spurred on a Andor rewatch.
You really did.
I've got about 40 minutes into the fourth episode.
Okay.
I skipped the first three because
I don't know why you did that.
I was like, I don't really need those first three.
You do though. You should watch them. I don't know why.
I watched the recap from the fourth episode. Gave me a little recap, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what happened. We're good there. Corpo.
But it's so good. You should watch that.
And then I watched.
God, it's good.
I wanted to get straight into Aldhani because that's the hype, bro. Aldhani. I think it is prison. That's where
I think Aldhani is my favorite arc for sure.
Yeah. And so I'm excited to watch that. It was like 5 a.m. when I started watching it, so like give me a break. It was reasonable.
We're talking about it, so let's talk about it.
Okay. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I've been saving the Andor rewatch for a while now, and then you texted me out of the blue. You're like, I feel an Andor rewatch happening, and then I was like, done. I'm doing it. So I'm at one way out. The episode is where I'm at. Never more than 12. I got to that point.
Oh, wow. What a moment.
Gosh, it's good. It's definitely a different experience because they released the first 3 episodes at first, and then it was week to week after that. But now I'm watching everything. I watched 5 episodes in a row. It was a very different experience.
There was a different experience.
It's just it's just a really, really good show, guys.
It's the script.
The script is just solid, and talk about vibes. I mean, you know me and vibes. I'm like, if something got vibes, it literally doesn't. Nothing matters to me. That's not true, but like, gosh, this show has vibes out of its freaking ears. It's just like
all the way out.
It's just like every shot is so nice. Every room looks real, and there's like every little robot looks real. Every alien looks real and disgusting.
Poor aliens.
The performances are just like off the charts, amazing. I truly just can't put it into words how good it is, and somehow I feel like nobody understands except for you. Because nobody cares about this show.
People cared about it. I mean, when we were watching, the Twitterverse was abuzz. Yeah, with
it really is, and I think we are gonna get a physical release soon. They announced a physical release for Mando season 1 and 2, Loki, and WandaVision are all getting 4K Blu-ray releases, which is nobody expected freaking Disney, the worst company in the world, to release physical media.
Yeah.
The same company that's actively not releasing any physical media ever again in Australia, which they're going to start doing that probably everywhere eventually. But we should get...
What a weird choice.
That's why I want physical media, especially of things I love like Andor, is because it's just on Disney Plus. They could take it off today. They could just push the button, it'd be gone. That's scary. That's scary. But so anyway, I just love it here so much.
It's in here.
The Eye of Aldhani. I mean, come on, guys. Yeah. The best thing ever.
Beautiful. The manifesto.
Yeah. I don't know, man. So you're in the first episode of Aldhani, right? That's what you said?
Getting the crew back together. There are a couple characters I had forgotten about, for obvious reasons.
It does like the Mon Mothma stuff is a little bit less enticing in the rewatch
Yeah.
than it was at first. Because you'll be like on the Aldani with these guys, and then you'll cut back to Mon Mothma having dinner parties, and it's like the script is worth it, but like it's not quite as gripping.
No,
you know?
I feel like it's a season 2 thing.
Yeah,
like we're getting Mon
It's
Mothma
all-
for season 2.
yeah, it's all worth it. Like the story goes together so well, and she's so important to the overall story, that it's not like a bad thing. It's just like
It's
I was less
a weaker moment
engaged.
on rewatches because you know that this other awesome thing is happening.
Yeah.
And you want to get back to it.
Yeah. I was really, this time rewatch, especially if you watch the first 3 episodes and you're following Cyril from the beginning, Cyril's his characterism,
incel, right?
Yeah. Okay. His character really stuck out to me this time because you see him like, from the first episode, like you see how just committed to his job he is, and like how he and the Scottish guy, I don't know his name, but the
Captain.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. This guy. How they're talking about how like, because their supervisor is like, oh, just these guys, these 2 of our co-workers, they were shot down. Like, we don't have time to deal with it. Just find a way to make it look a certain way to cover it up just so we can move on. And Cyril and Scottish guy, they're just like, they can't see past their just kind of extremism. Like the law is the law, and I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to bring this guy to justice. And then like you see them just completely fail, and then Cyril has to go live with his mom. And it's just like, it just really, I like that character so much because you see him just like, dude just hates living with his mom and eating cereal with her and having to talk to her because he just wants to be out there like bringing people to justice. And then he starts stalking Dedra around because he's just so captivated with this woman who is as committed to keeping the status quo as he is. It's fascinating, that guy. I can't wait for season 2 for those 2 characters specifically. And it's really good.
It's amazing.
What can I say? Yeah. Anything else about Andor? I mean, we can talk about it more as we finish your rewatch.
I gotta actually rewatch. I'll be able to speak to my secondary experience of this show. Yeah. But I'm hopeful that I'll probably start over. I just wanted to watch Aldani. In the moment, I'll probably go back to the beginning and start it all over. I'm excited.
Still in Skarsgård. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, I watched that speech, his monologue every once in a while.
I can't wait till it happens, man.
Everything. It's so cool.
It's so good. People don't understand how good it is, man.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is my transition point into Ahsoka because Ahsoka's out, and I haven't actually told you what I think about it because I wanted this moment where we can reveal. Because like, okay, so this is Star Wars, right, guys? Like every time they release something, it's like either really terrible or really amazing. It's like 50-50. Because you got, especially on Disney Plus, you got first season. Well, we disagree on Mandalorian. It's kind of a non-issue. It's kind of like, it's whatever. It kind of balances out. Like, you don't like the first season. I don't like the third season. Neither of us like the third season. Second season's okay. It's not like, whatever.
Ultimately, it's actually all bad.
Ultimately, it is all bad. And then you get Book of Boba Fett, which I hate. You like. You get Kenobi, which I think is one of the worst things they've ever made. You're getting animated stuff. You're getting the last season of Clone Wars. You're getting Tales of the Jedi. You're getting Star Wars Visions. We love Star Wars Visions. They rock.
Yeah.
Right? You're getting Andor, one of the best things ever made, like legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
just the best
just for me.
Star Wars property there is.
Yeah. Just there's so much about Andor that just perfectly coalesces into something that I really enjoy, and I think that's great. Not everybody has to like it. We talked about this. It's fine. And then now we have so most recently we got Mandalorian season 3, which at the beginning, the first episode, if I remember, we were like, "This is awesome! This is great! We got a new season of Mandalorian. We love it." And if I remember correctly, at the beginning of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show, we were like, "This is fun. This is great. This will be fun. It's new Star Wars. Woohoo!"
Yeah.
So I just want to preface this with like, I've been burned before, and I'm open to being burned again, because the first 2 episodes of this show are really good. They're really, really good, and I'm just open. I'm holding my expectations so extremely loosely to not be burned again. But here's why I think it's a little bit. This might be a different situation. Okay, because when we talked about Andor,
give me hope.
I talked about how Andor is one of the best Star Wars things to ever be made, but at the same time, it is missing some critical things that I think makes Star Wars, which is like the Force and lightsabers. Okay, if we can just boil it down to those 2 things, I think those 2 things are what make Star Wars because like
it's the stars in the wars for me.
Fair enough. I think just the mythology around the Jedi and the Sith and everything that goes with that, because the Force is the thing that holds everything together. It's in the tree. It's in the rock. It's between the 2 of us, right, guys?
Wow.
Okay, and so it's what binds this whole world together. Okay, and so it's not that it doesn't exist in Andor. It's just not really a part of that narrative, and that doesn't mean that it's not Star Wars. But I think that's what I was saying is like, I was really hungry for a really good Star Wars thing with just where we can just have lightsabers and we can just have fun and use the Force and stuff, because that's what I loved about Star Wars as a kid.
Right.
And yeah, so okay, to Ahsoka. Here we go. I haven't seen any of Rebels. Literally nothing. Okay. This show really revolves around Rebels characters. I thought that would be a hindrance. I actually loved it because it kind of operates as movies and TV shows used to, where you would just start a show and you wouldn't know anybody and they would just introduce you to them, and they have backstories and things that you weren't there for, but that's okay because they exist in this world already and you're just joining it. Right. You know? I think that's awesome. So that wasn't a hindrance to me. And so I watched these 2 episodes. I literally had the bottom of the barrel expectation. I wasn't even going to watch it, to be totally honest with you. I was like, I literally don't even want to watch this show.
You were
but I turned it on.
Watch it on.
Because it's Star Wars and we're going to watch everything every time.
What do you mean?
And yeah, the first episode specifically,
the intro, the first 5 minutes,
the intro, yes, it's the Phantom Menace, but opposite. Two evil Sith come into this place, and they're like, "We're Jedi, but we're actually evil." It's so good.
It was amazing.
The first episode really really captured a nostalgia that I hadn't felt for Star Wars in a really long time. Like, I think genuinely since The Force Awakens, I haven't felt this feeling of nostalgia for Star Wars, because and part of that is it feels a lot like a natural progression from the prequels. Like, I feel like if all of your Star Wars was just you watch the prequels and then you watch this show, it would feel like a natural progression. Yeah. Like the way it looks and the way it feels, which isn't necessarily a quote compliment. I think this show, it is bad in some of the ways that the prequels are bad. Like some of the quote green screen, or now the volume, the green screenness of it is obvious in some places.
Yeah.
And some of the dialogue is a little bit stilted and doesn't feel real, like the prequels does.
He's been writing animated TV show for a long time.
The direction is not very good. and like scenes are paced poorly, like, and it holds on to shots a little bit too long when things aren't really happening. There's like a really long extended sequence where Ahsoka is just playing a video game, like a level of Fallen Order, where she's like lining up little podiums to line up with.
I was sitting there thinking, I was like, she solves a video game puzzle.
It's a puzzle. But like there's something in it that feels so George Lucas about it, that it feels more Star Wars than a lot of this other stuff has. Because like it's captured this the only something George Lucas could do. It's like the prequels is like they're terrible, but like there's just this passion for this world and these characters that George had, that like, and the world building that he was so good at, that make it so nostalgic and that we loved as kids. And there's something in this show where like you can tell Dave Filoni like has been waiting to tell this story about his Rebels characters and Ahsoka, and like he's so passionate about it, and you can tell like
he's the heir to George's throne.
It's not completely polished, but at the same time, like we're getting just lightsaber city, just lightsabers everywhere, and we're getting Sith, and like you're getting little lightsaber battles, and she's riding her speeder thing to rock music, and it's like it's just like I was feeling so much joy for this Star Wars thing, and it might destroy me if the rest of it is bad.
If this is bad, Jordan might actually
we're gonna go back to this episode,
forsake Star Wars forever.
Yeah, we might have to come back to this episode and we might have to like cry, put a side by side. I hope that doesn't happen, and I'm just open to it crushing my dreams and my spirit. But like, at this point, like I'm here for it. I think it's, I like the villain Balin. Is that his name?
Balin, yeah.
And he's very menacing and fun.
What's his Padawan's name?
Something H name.
Shin Hati.
Shin Hati, yes.
Yes.
A lot of people are being really mean to Rosario Dawson, saying that she's really bad in the show. I'm like,
I didn't think she was.
I think she's good. I think she's fine. Yeah. I think she's playing the character well.
Elizabeth Winstead comes in, plays some Hera.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Like I said, I've never seen these characters before in anything. I know loosely like who they are.
Sure.
Sabine and all that. But Chopper and her little cat was adorable.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They're little scenes, like Sabine goes into her apartment and feeds her cat for a little bit, and that's all that's happening in the scene. And I'm like, wow, I like that.
Yeah.
This is fun.
I kind of like it anyway.
I like this. I like when a show lets you just kind of be in the mundane of people's lives. Like I'm just feeding my cat right now. It's no big deal. It's fine.
I think,
and then I'll have a cool lightsaber battle and get stabbed through the chest. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that is something not a lot of people actually appreciate. Yeah. Like hearing you describe a moment where a character does nothing to advance the plot. Like we're literally just wasting time.
Yeah.
For some people, that is the most infuriating thing possible.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I need you to tell me what's next, Yeah. And they cannot fathom sitting in the world. And I think for us, like you're preaching to the choir right now,
I know.
Like one of my favorite book series has like it's 26 volumes, right, of this series, and they're not long books, they're like 300-page books or something, whatever, right? I read it all on my phone. There's like books, I don't know, 8 to 13. The main character just goes to college. Like we just take a break. He's gonna go to magic school, learn some magic, and then we'll resume the plot in a minute. But it's just like we're just gonna have this 8 book long break to do this other thing real quick and like completely change genre and we're just gonna have a little slice of life. We're just gonna
Yeah.
have a moment to rest, and like we're gonna take this time to build the world and allow us to learn how characters react to things and how people exist in this space, and that's
cinema, baby.
that's the art. That's the real
art.
Yeah,
that's the art, not the fart.
So,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. I know a little bit more about. I watched season 1 of Rebels and a little bit of season 2, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to Darth Maul, which is like the actual good stuff.
I know about Thrawn. I know he's there. He's a big bad. Yeah.
So I know a little bit of the characters and how they were. I also still felt like it was obvious that they had moments in the first 2 episodes where like these characters are interacting, like having stolen glances where like if you had watched the show, you'd know a little bit more about what's behind those eyes in that moment. But it never felt like, oh gosh, like I really needed to watch Rebels to get what these characters are doing.
Yeah.
Like, wow, she misses Ezra. Like, why? It's she's a person. That's a person. They miss each other. You don't need to know more than that. Like, that's the reality, right?
And I think they did a good job. Like with Ahsoka and Sabine. Like I haven't seen their relationship play out in Rebels, but like they do a good job at like showing you that they don't necessarily get along, and something happened in their path that caused them to kind of part ways.
Yeah.
And that's I didn't need the rest of the context. Like they showed me enough to understand their relationship that's pertinent for what I'm watching right now.
Right. It was tenuous.
Tenuous for sure. Yeah.
So
I did like the that reminded me of when Sabine starts with really long hair, and then she cuts her hair, and then the next time you see her, she's wearing this really obvious wig. And I was like, whoa, that is rough.
Yeah.
But, there's stuff like that. This like
in the wig,
like you can tell she's wearing a wig, and like Ahsoka, like Rosario Dawson is like her Twi'lek tendrils like don't look great, but like I don't know what people expect. I don't know what I expect. Like it's not something I'm gonna get really mad about. There's like things like people's costumes look a little bit too clean, and like they're like little things that
boo-hoo, they didn't cast real
aliens by. Yeah, because it's things like that that I would probably complain about in like The Mandalorian, where like the green screen stuff like looks really bad, or like why does this character look a certain way, but and like why are these characters doing this thing, but it's kind of like well, let's take Kenobi's a better example. Like why do I hate Kenobi so much? I just feel like that show, every decision they made in terms of like narrative was so just upside down, backwards, misguided. Like bringing little Princess Leia into it was a failure at the start. Like I don't know who signed off on that idea, but it felt like they just didn't really actually care about the characters in that show. They didn't actually have passion for Kenobi. They just thought, oh yeah, people will watch this, so we'll make it. I think it's much more of a risk to make a show called Ahsoka a character that the majority of the audience doesn't really know that well, and like
who's only ever been animated, except for like a couple episodes of Mandalorian.
Yeah, like I think you can tell that the creative team, Dave Filoni specifically, like really cares about this thing. Even though he's not like the best director of live action, I think he really struggles with that. Like I don't think he's very good at it. But like,
well, that's what John Favreau is there for.
Yeah,
I think to be there for anyway.
Yeah, he did direct the first 2 episodes. Dave Filoni did. I don't know how involved Favreau is right now, but it's always like
writing Mando's season 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh yeah, the Mandalorian movie thing where everything coalesces into a big bad movie.
A big bad movie.
I don't know if it'll be bad, but like a big bad movie.
It'll be bad. Come on.
It'll probably be bad. What are they doing?
Honestly,
I don't know.
like
I don't know.
when I sit down and think
I don't know.
about it, the fact that these guys have botched Mandalorian, one of the coolest
Yeah.
things to come out of Star Wars, as like this anti-Jedi race. That's not the Sith.
Yeah.
They're like guns, blades, killing.
We
Let's
lost.
do it. It's
I lost you.
awesome. You're right here.
I'm back. I lost you for a minute, but I'm back.
It's just like it's such a bummer that this whole thing kind of blows because like we have like the Midnight Owls or whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting dynamics of this Mandalorian occult clan, the mythosaur, like there's so much interesting, rich culture. And then we get, the Baby Yoda. And we're going to do that for 3 seasons. Because he's cute and we can sell socks and stuff.
We're going to end his character arc in season 2, and then we're just going to do it again. Mm-hmm. But worse. We're going to bring him back for no reason.
Yeah.
Because he's cute and he sells toys, I guess. But, like, I don't know. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope the show continues to be good. How many episodes are there? They're only going to get shorter, which is always the thing that bothers us the most.
I don't know how many episodes there will be. Do you have any idea?
I have no idea. I would say 6, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. That is more than that. Hopefully 8 or 10 even. Andor's 12, so we could do 12.
We could do 12.
I don't think we're going to do that.
8.
12 is it.
I'm seeing 8.
Good. Okay, that's a good
as reported
sign,
as reported by Screen Rant.
Hopefully they don't get really short because that's the worst.
Yeah. The only thing I like as a Star Wars lore aficionado, I'm a little confused about Ahsoka's position as a Force user. Where does she stand? Because she's got the white lightsabers. She has trained Sabine as a Jedi, but she's like supposed to be a gray Jedi, which is the whole idea is that she's a centrist. But most gray Jedi have Jedi in the name, and they're they're just good people who don't like to follow the bureaucracy of the Jedi Code, which ultimately I think is fine, and where Rey and Kylo Ren should have ended up at the end of
probably
Rise of Skywalker, because the whole point is that the series is supposed to end with the Force in balance, but the Force is not in balance at the end of Star Wars. Whoopsies. The bad guys will come back.
They dropped the ball on that one pretty hard, didn't they?
Guys.
It's like they forgot to like think about what they were doing, you know? It's like they forgot that they were making Star Wars, and they were just like, oh, just whatever, just bring it's Emperor, whatever. Who is that guy? Just bring it back. Ian McDiarmid, is he available? Can we get him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just really bad.
Is he doing any other movies? Like, what is he?
No.
What's he up
He's
to?
just sitting on his couch waiting for the call to play the Emperor again.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man.
So I'm interested
really hope
to
the rest
see
of this
if what they're gonna do with her. Are they gonna or is it just gonna be she's a Jedi, it's fine, don't worry about it. She has white lightsabers, it's cool. We're not gonna dive into
probably
her. Yeah. Because I'm interested in seeing a character that is actually balanced in the Force, and she's not. She's a light side Force user. She's a Jedi. She just the Jedi are kind of gone, so she doesn't really have to pretend not to be a Jedi anymore. So I guess it just kind of works, whatever. But I'd be interested in seeing a character that is actually morally ambiguous and is more like a human being, because the Jedi, like Obi-Wan, does not react normally to situations because he's like
he's
the
not
perfect
a human
Jedi. So I'd be more interested to see a character that felt like more like reacted to situations poorly sometimes, or like let anger get the best of them, but morally they have like upstanding, like they know what is the greater good, or they feel guilt or something, you know? So I'm hoping for that, but I don't expect that to happen at all. So
This was the first time that the show started, and I had a really hard time wrapping my head around where we were in the timeline. I was like, what? Because I know these are rebels, so they were like part of the rebels, but is this in the middle of the rebelling?
yeah, it's like the same time as Andor.
I yeah,
Uh,
I got
no,
Mandalorian. And like I could figure that out, but it took me way too long to like it feel like it's getting really muddled in that time period
Yeah,
after Return of the Jedi.
they've put so
Yeah.
many things in this
Yeah.
like 5-year gap between
Yeah.
Rogue One and A New
What?
Hope,
Who is
or
this?
Rogue
What?
One.
Is this the actual Empire, or are they just evil?
Yeah.
Because at the end of, because you're like, oh, there are no Sith left. Like there are no Jedi left. They're all dead. Darth Vader is dead. There are no Sith left. But then there's just like a lot of Sith left.
This is
There's so many
This is New
Jedi and
Republic.
Sith left.
So the Empire is gone. So it's after Episode 6, before Episode 7.
Because in Mando season 2, they kind of set up the Snoke thing, and then they forgot to like pay that off in season 3. And they spent 3 seasons developing Moff Gideon, and then just kind of like pushed him into a river or whatever they did. I don't know.
Doctor whatever, and he's just getting brainwashed. Here's the thing that I'm most interested in right now, in terms of a world building aspect, is this New Republic, because they seem very corrupt. It's like very obvious that it's just the Empire, but like with a new coat of paint, and but all the people are like, "Oh, we're better now. We're not terrible people anymore."
Yeah.
And so I'm very interested in like,
we're on your side.
Is this like, are we setting something up here? Are we going to actually do something with this, or is it just going to be like, they get blown up by
Supreme Leader
by
Kylo Ren, ice planet, Death Star, big Death Star.
Yeah.
Why did they do that? Like, why did they think, like, let's just do A New Hope again? Like, I like that movie. What were they thinking, though? What were they thinking, though?
They're like, hey,
just make the same movie again. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
it's frustrating. I like it a lot.
It had been almost 10 years since the last Star Wars movie. They're like, hey, we don't need to make something narratively challenging. We got to introduce our new characters. Let's just make A New Hope again.
Same thing.
And then we can try something different next time.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing when we tried something different. Mm-hmm. And then we made one of the worst things ever made.
Yeah. I'm so glad you liked The Last Jedi. I'm so glad
we would have a rough time.
Dude, it would be tough.
If one of us didn't like The Last Jedi.
Okay.
It must be so sad. You must live in a sad world if you don't like The Last Jedi. Like, one of the best Star Wars movies ever made.
All of the, like, honestly, they hit the ball out of the park 2 out of the 3 of the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
But, like, the general consensus is that there's only 2 good Star Wars movies. Maybe 3. And it's just like, why do you guys hate these movies so much?
Rogue One is great.
Solo's even better.
Solo's
like a top 5. Maybe.
I'm gonna rewatch. I haven't watched Rogue One since way before Andor came out. Once I finish rewatching Andor, I'll watch Rogue One again, and I'll have my final thoughts on Rogue One. I'm still a little bit gray on it, but
I hear you.
Gray Jedi, so to speak.
There is no way to transition from Star Wars to the Planet of the Apes series.
No. Here we go. Here it is. Andor. Andy Serkis is in the prison.
Oh.
Last Jedi. Andy Serkis is Supreme Leader Snoke. Andy Serkis plays Caesar in 3 monkey movies called... What are they? What are the 3? Let's see if you can name all 3 in order.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Which is also the beginning. And then War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Their titles don't really match their movies. If we're like, it's kind of one of those things where have you seen that TikTok where a guy moves the Star Wars titles around and they make a lot more sense? It's kind of like, which you can talk about what happens in these movies, but like Rise for the Planet of the Apes, like
should be the third one.
Could be, yeah. Like War for the Planet of the Apes makes
It's
more
the
sense
second
for
one.
the second one.
Mhm.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes makes more sense for the first one, and Rise makes more sense for the third one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely.
It's just weird because like War for the Planet of the Apes, war doesn't really happen in that movie. It's just kind of like, eh. But I mean that's the best one in my opinion. It's in my literally top 10 movies of all time. So
Yeah.
let's get into it.
Okay, let's
you
start
watched
with
all three.
we're gonna start with Rise of the Planet of the Apes
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Harry
Give me the
Osborn
rundown.
and Draco
What happens?
Malfoy.
Draco.
Draco Malfoy. So in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, we have San Francisco, USA.
Heck yeah.
This is the
Going
city
to the
where
Redwoods.
this is the city where it's happening. Okay, this is the
James
place.
Franco is popping off.
This is the
right
place
now.
where James Franco is smart, and
Yes.
James Franco likes or hates Alzheimer's because his dad has Alzheimer's, and he wants
That
to
is so true.
He wants to cure Alzheimer's, so he
Yes.
is creating a form of a drug that will a serum of sorts. And he's giving it to monkeys to make them smart, and this will cure Alzheimer's. So he makes.
I suppose, yes.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Okay.
I hadn't thought of it. I haven't thought of it that way, but yes, that is what he's doing.
Making monkeys smart to cure
For broad
humans of
purposes.
racism. Yes.
Racism.
I didn't say racism.
Alzheimer's. Yeah.
Did I say
It sounded like
racism?
you said racism.
I said Alzheimer's. There's no way I said racism.
You said he's making monkeys smart to cure racism.
I don't think so.
It sounded like that through Discord, I guess.
And so along the way, one of the monkeys gives birth. One of the apes. I should stop saying monkeys. They're apes.
Yeah. If it doesn't have a tail, it's not a monkey.
That's
Okay,
right.
guys.
One of the apes gives birth to Caesar.
A human? No. That's a different movie, I bet.
Probably.
I'm sorry, I'm derailing your.
I can't think. She
It
gives birth to Caesar, and the smart ape drug passed through her genetically.
To make it even smarter.
Now you have smart monkey from birth. Smart monkey can learn. Okay, so something.
Smart monkey learn. Smart monkey do. Smart monkey jump.
Smart monkey fight. And
Take over a planet. Smart monkey does.
Something happens, and all the apes get out, and they just start killing everybody. They're just like
They get a little bit too smart.
They run around. They don't like being captive, which I understand, and they get out. They get up out of there, and they get, and so
They sure do.
wait, am I? Oh yeah, they do. They escape.
You're a little bit ahead,
They
but
get corralled in, and then they all get put down, except for the baby. And so
he's saved by James Franco.
Yeah, James Franco. I almost said Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni.
James Franco comes in, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take this ape home and raise him as my monkey baby." And he then a lot of time passes, and Caesar's a young lad.
He's a grown man.
He's grown up.
Teenager.
He's grown up in San Francisco suburbs with John Lithgow and Dave Franco and James Franco. Sorry, you messed me up
Dave
now.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He started self-testing the Alzheimer's drug on his dad because they couldn't get the funds to do human testing or something.
You might as well just test it on this guy, I guess. You know?
And it works, but then it doesn't work. So he's like, I got to make one even stronger. And also the way that they're building this cure is by making it a virus, making it in a virus so that it like attacks the Alzheimer's. Because Alzheimer's is like a buildup of bacteria or something. It's a little complicated deal. But they're making this a virus so it will attack the Alzheimer's itself.
Right.
And during one of the tests, it gets exposed to a dude, and then they bust out. Wait.
So
no, I'm getting.
if I can just jump in here, you're getting a little bit
My
ahead.
timeline is confused.
Your timeline is getting a little bit ahead. So okay. So James Franco raises Caesar, right? And he's getting too old, right? So they have to send him to the zoo, right? Where Draco Malfoy is.
Yeah. He's mean.
And during that time is when John Lithgow's treatment stops working and he starts losing his memory again.
I see.
And Caesar is only getting smarter, and he realizes that he can start a revolution, essentially. And then at the end, well, no, wait. The timeline is, I haven't watched this movie in a while either, so it's like, so what happens is, okay, here it is. The virus that he's created, or the treatment that he's created, it works for apes.
Yes.
Right? To make them smart, to make monkeys smart. But for humans, it kills them, basically. Essentially. So it makes them dumber. Well, no, at first it just kills them. We're getting it confused, but continue.
So Caesar is put in the zoo.
He's got to go to the zoo.
The enclosure. Yeah. And he meets a bunch of other monkeys, including Rocket. Shout out Rocket.
And Maurice.
And Maurice.
The
Shout out Maurice.
Orangutan.
Yeah, Orangutan. And then a gorilla named Kerchak something.
I think it's like Buck or something. I don't know.
I like Buck. Let's go with Buck. Kerchak is from Tarzan.
That is from Tarzan. Yeah.
And he meets these monkeys, these apes, and Draco Malfoy is mean, and he sprays all the apes with the smart gas, and they become smart, and they fight back, and they kill Draco Malfoy, and they escape to the Redwoods, and all along the way, they must cross the Golden Gate Bridge for this great cinematic final battle, and they're like, hey, some apes go up, some apes go down, all apes go forward.
Some ride horses?
And then, monkey together strong.
Monkey together make sticks that don't break.
Yes.
Amen. Yeah.
Amen. And so they cross the bridge, and they kill some military people, and Kerchak jumps into a helicopter and kills the CEO of Oscorp.
The evil ape is there. What's his name? His name is what's his name? The guy with the eye? Koba. Yeah, he's important. He's very important.
Koba is there, and he lives.
He kills the guy, the scientist who abused him in the lab.
Right. Yes, that does go down. And James Franco is there for one final. He's like, hey, man, I love you.
Get on out of here, man.
And then Caesar's like,
he goes,
peace, I'm out.
He learns to speak.
Yeah.
He goes, Caesar is home, or whatever. Caesar is
home. Caesar home. And so then the monkeys escape to the Redwoods, and they're going to live out there their days in the forest. Yep. Then we have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Now we're going... There is the plague has...
It's like 10 years later or something.
Yeah. Many moons have passed during the dawn. And the Sapien flu, I believe they call it.
That is right.
Sapien? Something like that.
Simian flu, yeah.
Simian flu, specific to apes that aren't humans. Maybe? I don't know. Has gripped the world and killed everybody, except for everybody. Because there's so many people that have survived.
It's like
they're
a
like
few cities worth.
Genetically immune people.
For now.
And, for now.
For now.
And basically,
Gary Oldman's
there's
there.
like this group, San Francisco, that is led by Gary Oldman, former military man, who's lost all of his family members, and then the guy who interrogated Oppenheimer.
That's right. Yep.
And I don't know anything that the lady is in. The lead actress. What's she in?
She's in Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh,
as
that's right.
As that
She's
girl
Zarel
that's
Zeb
in love
or something.
with Poe Dameron,
Yeah.
character that we care about, I guess. I don't know.
I care about Poe. I liked it more when he liked Finn.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Hey, man. That's my... let me live my truth. Anyway, she's in the movie too. And basically, we have a story where both of the leaders of these people are well respected, and they both agree that peace is good. And then, during their peace talks, they bring people who do not like the other people and are willing to kill those people. And they keep making mistakes, and it keeps going unpunished, and they keep letting them continue to do these things that will aggress the other person that doesn't like them. And it gets to a point where the masses both agree that we want to fight, but originally everything was going to be completely fine. And so these two random...
That's human nature, baby.
These two random losers who were racist. Speciest?
Yes.
Speciest. Didn't like each other, so they fought, and it caused an entire war for the Planet of the Apes. Yep. And it was the biggest battle ever between humans and apes yet recorded. And it went down, and then there was...
monkeys on tanks, monkeys on horses, monkey machine gun.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was really boring the whole time. And I was like so not interested at all, because it was so obvious that exactly how the plot was going to unfold. And I was just thinking to myself that Cyrus or whatever and Caesar were being really stupid for continuing to bring these losers in who were obviously never going to make it work with each other.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey, what are we doing? And then Gary Oldman is like, I'm going to blow it up. And he blows himself up.
He does. I'm going to blow this up.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
And his whole plan, right, is that all the apes are at the top of this tower that they're building in San Francisco. And he's like, we've planted C4 in the bottom of this tower. And when it goes off, it's going to blow up the whole tower. And all the monkeys are going to fall off and die, and we will survive and win, humans together strong. Yeah. And then it blows up, and the tower kind of goes like this. But Gary Oldman definitely dies.
Yeah, he's dead.
And so I was just like, what's going on? What happened? The tower didn't even fall over. And so that movie was kind of a bust. But it was better than the first one.
Fair enough.
Because the first one was like, I had seen it before.
It's a boring movie.
Yeah.
It is, the first one.
Then we get to War for the Planet of the Apes. And I'm interested to actually hear your full analysis.
I wish I would have watched it before this so that I could have more thoughts. But
so here we go. So
my 10th favorite movie, War for the Planet of the Apes.
Many moons have passed. Caesar has two sons.
He has a wife and two sons, yes.
He has a wife and two sons. He's got his son, Blue Eyes, McGee.
He has a wife, two sons, and a baby, right?
No.
I think is what it is, or maybe it's just wife and two sons. No, because she's pregnant, right? And she has her baby.
She has her baby.
A newborn, which is the second born.
Yeah.
Right?
There's two.
And then there's the other one, the oldest.
Yeah. Blue Eyes, also named something. And then the newborn. So we have, in the third movie, humanity... during the war, in the second one, there was a distress call. And the radio man in San Francisco called for help. We're being attacked by the monkeys. And this led to Hamish Abernathy to come down from up north, as they say. Shout out Portland for bringing in the Colt.
Let's go.
Probably.
Let's go.
And so, what's his name?
What?
From Zombieland? What's his?
Woody Harrelson.
Woody
Harrelson.
comes in and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna send in some spec ops to kill all the monkeys," and they have a nice fight, and they lose.
They've declared war on the monkeys.
Yeah. And so they lose this fight, and the monkeys are like, "Yeah, what's up? What's up?" and then Woody's like, "Okay, let's do a tactical assassination attempt," and they go in and they kill the wrong monkey. They kill Caesar's son.
Yeah, they're going in to try to kill Caesar, the leader of the apes. He's not there, so they just murder his wife and son.
Yeah. But the baby was able to hide.
Yes.
And so on the way out, Woody notices Caesar comes in and he's like, "Oh, you killed my baby," and he tries to kill him.
You killed my wife. Yeah.
And so they have a little tussle on a helicopter wire, and then he cuts off the wire and he falls in, whatever. And the monkeys are like, "Time to move out. The humans know where we are. We got to get out of here.
We got to go.
We have not moved out of the forest, but somehow they can't find us here." And so they move on. They're like, "We got to go out to this place that my son found before he died." He came back and was like, "Hey, we found this place. It's probably, I'm going to say Yellowstone. Maybe.
Something like that, yeah.
They find this pretty place with a lake and some trees, and they're like, "We're going to live there. Let's go." And they start to go that way, but Caesar's pissed. His son is mad. His son and his wife are dead. And he's like, "I got to kill somebody." And so he's like, "I'm going to
have revenge.
I'm going to go on a one-man murder-suicide mission to kill this random guy who killed..." Well, he's not a random guy. He killed my wife and son.
He's the villain, yeah.
I'm going to go kill this
Woody
guy.
Harrelson.
I'm going to go kill Woody.
Yeah. I'm going to go get him.
And so he's like, "I'm going to go. See you guys later.
You guys go on."
Yeah. I'm going to leave my baby son, who just lost his entire family, in the arms of this widowed wife to be.
This other girl,
the bride to be. And leave.
River, I think her name is.
Yeah, River. Or
something like that.
Yeah.
Stream, rain.
Ooh.
Puddle.
And puddle. And so he goes to leave, and then the boys, Rocket, Maurice, and a gorilla. I don't remember his name.
Go.
And they're going to go. What?
that we don't remember his name. That's tragic.
They're going to go and avenge and avenge the son's death. So they're like a gang, and they're going to go. And this
they're
is
like, "Caesar, you can't go by yourself. You're going to die. We're going to go with you.
We're going to go with you so we can die too." All of the leaders of the monkeys leave. All of the senior members of the monkey clan are like, "We're going to go this way. You guys go that way. Do you even know where you're going?" No.
Yeah. The other kid, he knows where he's going.
Right. Okay. So they all go. And they're on their mission down south, or up north, to find the evil Woody Harrelson. And along on their journey, they find a random guy. They murk him. And then they find in the cabin...
They killed that guy.
They find his daughter, presumably, a girl who cannot speak. She has forgotten to speak. And so she's like, "What's up, guys? I can't speak, but I'm cute. Let's go." And so they
killed my dad, you jerks.
Yeah. They take her along on the murder mission, this murder-suicide mission. And also along the way, they pick up Bad Ape, who's the best character in all three movies.
Yeah.
Who learned how to speak English from hearing people at the zoo, which is incredibly impressive given the amount of words that he would have been able to hear from eavesdropping. Anyway, also, like, how did he even get smart spray? Don't worry about it. It's fine.
The simian flu.
I guess
spread
it could have spread
to the entire world and
Okay.
killed the humans and made the monkeys smart.
You know
That's
what?
the whole point
I'll believe your answer.
of the film.
And so he's smart, and they go. He knows where the cult camp is, the Alpha Omega people. And so they go and they find their stronghold, and it's like this weapons depot or something. In this mountain, Mount Shasta or something, probably maybe
Something like
that's
that.
that's in California, right? Mount Shasta.
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
And so they're there. It might be in Utah.
That sounds sure.
Or I'm thinking of Tahoe in Utah. That's in Utah. I think Mount Shasta is in California. Anyway,
I have no idea.
they're there in the mountains in the snow, and they find this cult, and they get there, and whoop-de-doo, all the other monkeys are there too. They all got captured, and they all were brought here. And they've separated.
I don't know why that's an issue for you. It makes sense that would happen.
Why?
They're sent on a misguided mission. Their leaders left them. That's okay. So this is the point of the movie, is that Caesar made a mistake. He was blinded by revenge, and he sent his entire tribe by themselves, and they got captured, and it's his fault. And the rest of the movie is him, be like, what have I done? I don't know why this is an issue. This is the narrative of the film. It's frustrating me. Okay. Continue. You have a problem with it. I see.
Okay. Honestly, I was just making a joke. Don't have a big issue.
It's a masterpiece. All right. Well, I'm angry. No.
Okay.
They're all there. Yes.
All the monkeys are there, and he's like, "What the heck? What are you guys doing here?" And they're like, "What the heck? You left us."
Yeah. We're here.
And so he gets captured too. And then time passes.
They're there for a few days, being slaves.
They're building a wall because they're afraid of the real military is coming to kill all these guys because they're weirdos who worship this bald-headed man, Woody. And it's like this weird cult of all these dudes and a couple girls who are like, yeah, we love this man.
Let's do it.
And he is awesome.
He's bald. He shaves his head in front of everybody.
Yeah.
It's a good shot for the trailer for sure.
There you go. So the real military is coming to wipe them out because they have a ton of guns, and they're building a wall, but they don't want to do it themselves, so they're going to make the monkeys do it. And they make this shabby wooden wall that's obviously going to get destroyed super easily with a couple of guns.
It's just like rocks and sticks. It's like, what?
It's like, where'd the actual wall here go?
Yeah.
Clearly,
wasn't there a wall there at one?
Should be a real wall.
You not have cement?
Yeah. So they're building this wall, and Caesar's like, okay, now I'm going to be your leader again. And he starts leading again. And then the military gets there, and they obviously blow it up, and the monkeys escape through a hole in the ground.
There is a hole in the ground. They dig a hole to China, basically.
They dig a hole to China, and they get out. And the hole comes out right in the middle of the entire battle, and a lot of monkeys die on the way.
Really unfortunate,
And so, also there's a point where they break this little spot, and the water starts flooding in the tunnel.
Yeah,
and
it's like,
oh no, they have to go now because the water's filling up the tunnel. But then Maurice just closes the door, and then it's over. And we're like, wait, what?
Wait, where'd that water go?
What was the point of this? The water, there's no pressure buildup. The tunnel doesn't flood. It doesn't play into any other thing. It's just like a real quick, let's close the door, fix that problem real quick. And then it's like
smart Maurice. He's a smart monkey.
He really is. I thought a million times
he can read.
I was so sure that Maurice was gonna die 100 times. They had the death flags were there. He gets shot one time, and I was like, oh, they didn't kill him, and they're gonna kill him
He's a big
next
guy.
movie.
Yeah,
But he doesn't die. He's fine the entire time,
he is. Yeah.
which I'm thankful for. I like that. And they get out, and during the chaos, Caesar goes up. Okay. So I've missed a critical detail here.
Yes.
There is while the gang is coming down or going up. They're going north. They're going north to see Woody. The boys find that they've left some executed people behind. One of the executed people is not so executed. He also can't talk. And they find that they've killed these guys. And they ask about it. I don't know. I'm not sure how it comes
They're
up in
like,
conversation with Woody, but he's like, "Hey, the simian flu evolved again, and now it kills humans who were genetically immune to it prior. So it makes
It
us,
doesn't kill them.
It makes us
it makes
stupid.
them dumb.
Yeah.
It makes them stupid.
So they're like, I don't want to lose.
Takes away their higher brain function.
Yeah. Where
Basically.
a full swap from humanity to
Yep. Evolution.
going
backwards.
devolution, if you will.
Yeah, there you go.
And so they don't want to devolve, so they're killing these guys who get sick with the sick.
Yeah. To reduce the spread of COVID-19, wearing wearing masks, and
wearing
stuff.
masks or killing people, whichever works.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And so they all come in, and there's chaos ensues. And before the chaos, the little girl has this moment where she walks into camp completely unnoticed. There's not a single
That's
eye
true.
observing the
No.
entire guard.
Yeah.
The flashlights.
walks in
The
there.
flashlights see her. Keep looking. Don't bother with that.
Yeah.
Little
She's
child.
small. It's hard to see a small kid.
And she walks
just
over
run-
to
she'd be
Caesar
right
and
there.
she gives some water, and then she gives some people some food, and she leaves behind her stuffed toy with Caesar, and she gets up out of there. And you may recall she cannot talk.
Yes.
She is sick with the sick. She has become monkey. And so
Monkey.
there's an altercation with Caesar, and he finds Woody finds the doll that was left behind. He grabs it. He's like, "What the heck is this?
Where'd you get this?
Where's this?" And then all the chaos ensues, and everybody's like, "What the heck? Where is he?" Caesar goes up to the enemy camp, up into the boss's room, and he goes over to Woody, and you see all these bottles and stuff, and you think, "Oh man, he got drunk last night. Like, terrible time to be drunk last night." And he goes over there. The war's happening, and he goes over
Everybody's
there.
like, "Where's this? Where is Woody? Where's he
the
at?
chief?
We need him. Where's
Yeah,
leader?
where's the colonel?
He's in his bed."
He's in his bed, hungover. Caesar comes up and he goes, "Ho, ho, 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 ho." And Woody Harrelson
Yes,
has
he
lost the ability to speak, and he's sad about it, and he wants to be killed because he's sad he's now monkey. And Caesar's like, "I'm not going to kill you. This whole movie was
Psych.
about me becoming better, monkey."
That's right.
And so he doesn't kill Haymitch, and he gets out of there, and the monkeys escape, and then an avalanche comes in and kills all of the humans,
Yep.
except for the little girl. So now,
Yeah, humans are extinct.
yeah, probably. They all get swept under the rug.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. And so then the remaining monkeys go to Yellowstone, maybe. I don't know. There isn't really a big mountain there. Some rolling hills and a lake. It's pretty. And Caesar got shot during the war, and that the monkeys weren't actually a part of. It's just kind of funny that they were there. And he dies. And it's like this.
Well, he got shot.
Yeah, he got shot.
He got shot with an arrow or something, a crossbow.
Oh
he's
yeah,
dead,
from
though.
Preacher.
Yeah.
So he dies, and then the monkeys are happy that they're here, but they're sad because Caesar died. Monkey together strong. Movie over.
Yeah. Movie over. Planet of the Apes
There you go.
exists.
All right.
It's the Planet of the Apes.
It's their planet now.
It is.
All right.
It's a really good movie, in my opinion.
So
There's nothing I can say. I feel like I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I just think they're amazing.
well, expand on this. Why is it amazing?
Well, I just think they're really good. That's my opinion. No, I don't think the first one is very good. Well, I don't know if it's not very good. It's just not my favorite. It's a little bit boring. The visual effects aren't quite there yet. And then the second one is when Matt Reeves start directing, and his direction is phenomenal.
Agreed.
And you start seeing like the visual effects are like really solid. I think what I like most about the second two is what the story, plays out, and what would normally be human characters are monkeys.
Oh.
But at the same time, like, you're able to connect with them, and like the visual, like if they looked like bad CGI monkeys
or dudes
I
in
wouldn't be
monkey
able to-
suits.
or dudes in monkey suits, I wouldn't be able to connect with them. But I am able to connect with them because the performances are so good and the visual effects are flawless, especially in the third one. The visual effects are absolutely insane.
Very good.
And yeah, I don't know. There's something about the world that, I don't know, intrigues me, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for me to like even talk about them, because it's like, I don't know. You've already made up an opinion. Apparently, like,
Well, just
I don't know.
share
We don't
your
watch.
opinion.
We don't watch movies the same way. Like, I don't care about like plot holes. They do not bother me. Like plot holes or whatever. And I've also spent a lot of time with these movies. Like, I watch War for the Planet of the Apes a lot of the time, or a lot of times. I really connect with the characters. I think the narrative, especially the third one, is very interesting, and his revenge plot that almost got his entire tribe killed. I find that story just very interesting.
Yeah.
And visually, it's amazing. I think Woody Harrelson is so good in that movie. But yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, I don't know. It's just there's something about it that I really like. I don't know.
He
I'm
doesn't
not
know, guys.
able to defend it for you, but
Well, okay.
if
Let
you
me.
just didn't like it, that's fine. But like,
I think
don't know.
that you've misconstrued my humorous retelling of the story for the people at home for an objective disdain. I do not dislike any of the movies strongly. I would like to say that I enjoyed watching them. They weren't my favorite movies. I think that I agree that the story presents an interesting world. And I think that the apes, despite being apes, are very human and present a strong familial, cultural idea of unity and strength in unity, in community.
Take communion.
And I think it's the characters react realistically to things, which oftentimes doesn't happen in big budget blockbuster movies, where characters will just be like, it's like they know all the routes, and so they decide to do this one thing that's going to work out just right. And sometimes the characters make mistakes, or sometimes they get sick or they get shot and they can't do this certain thing at the time that it needs to be done, and it causes actions to change and reactions to be different than they should be. And So I do praise the movies for being able to be realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how they like every decision they make is like a bad decision. Like they are just constantly making terrible decisions. The humans and the apes. Like in the second one, like she should have just Caesar. You should just shut this down from the get go. Why are you letting these humans come into your camp and
Yeah.
mess around with this thing? But like he's just he's trying to lead these apes, in the best way that he can.
Well, they've only been smart for 10 years. They don't
Yeah,
have
right.
they don't have history to look back on. Like they have to make all these decisions for the first time.
Yeah.
So they're gonna choose wrong. He's objectively like a good person who wants to be helpful, and he has positive memories in history. He knows humans can be good. So
Yeah.
he wants to believe in them. And I think especially a couple of the characters that they have there are like they just want to start up the dam and have power, and then they'll get up out of the way.
Live our lives.
They're not trying to get out of their way to go blow up the redwoods. They just want to not descend into chaos. And so that he's like, yeah, let's do it. And it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah. I think I don't know how, because like there are all those old movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like 7 or 8 old movies that I don't know how or if they are connected. If the best of my understanding,
because I
these
read
are
it
the
up.
prequels?
Yeah, these are prequels to that because
but like not the Mark Wahlberg one, or maybe that's the same continuity. I don't know.
So there was one in between the old ones and these ones. There's like a one that came out in like 2001 or something.
Yeah.
And that is the same as Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I believe. It's like a prequel, but it was really bad. So they were just like, never mind.
Yeah.
Let's try it again later.
Because the first movie, it's like a group of humans that go to space or something, and they like crash land on this planet where there are a bunch of apes, and then the reveal at the end is it's Earth.
Yeah.
In the future or the past? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
They travel.
Charlton Heston.
They travel through time, and when they come back to Earth,
things are different.
Yeah.
Monkey.
Things are monkey.
Monkey rule all. Things are monkey. Yeah. I don't know what if they're making this 4th movie. I don't know what the story is or where they're going with it. Because Caesar is dead.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
He will not return.
Yeah. He will not return.
So it's got to be about Caesar baby.
Caesar baby, yeah.
Could be. Or maybe we just, maybe a lot of time has passed. We get completely new cast characters.
That'd be cool.
To fall in love with.
That girl's still around. Nova, they give her that name.
Oh, yeah. Nova.
Maybe. She's the only human girl in this group of
she's
apes.
The queen.
What is that relationship like? That's a little weird. But
who knows? She learned sign language.
We need more. We need Andy Serkis and more things. Overall, all the things we've talked about today, I think that's the takeaway. That Andy Serkis needs to be in more things.
Is he bad in anything?
No, dude. Every time I put in I watched teaser for next week, Christopher Nolan movies.
Yes.
Whenever I watch The Prestige, I'm like, oh my gosh, Andy Serkis is in this. David Bowie's in this. Andy Serkis is here. This is wild. I love it when when you're not expecting him and he shows up. It's like, wow.
You're like, oh, he's Alfred.
Andy Serkis. He is Alfred. I forgot.
How many movies in your top 10 feature Andy Serkis?
At least 2. At least 2.
There you go.
Or do any of the other ones? Let's see.
He's in Lord of the Rings.
Is he in Interstellar? He should be in Interstellar.
I don't think he is.
He's not, though. That's a good movie, though. I mean, let's talk about good movies.
Oh, my gosh. It's the best one.
Andy Serkis is he in any of these? No, I don't think he is.
Just
other than this time.
But it's weird that it happened twice, or whatever they say.
Yeah. Oh man, Interstellar is definitely a good movie. I can't wait to talk about Christopher Nolan movies.
Oh man.
It's the first time as a outro and teaser for next week. There have been a lot of times in our 63 episodes where we'll be like, we're gonna rewatch this series of movies, or we're gonna talk about all the Fast and Furious movies, or something like that, and then we just don't do it because we don't have time. But this is the first time like we've said we were gonna do something, and I actually did it. I watched all the Nolan movies, or I will. I'm gonna watch Following before we record. But I was like, yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah, so we're gonna rank all the Christopher Nolan movies.
And I hadn't seen a few of them, and my opinion has changed on a few of them. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited about it.
I think
It's gonna be fun.
Maybe I'll watch Tenet tonight. Oh my gosh, what a movie!
Gosh, it's a bad movie. No, I'll throw people off the scent. Tenet's a really bad movie,
dude. No. Don't even say that.
The Dark Knight sucks.
I feel like you actually believe that.
Actually, Interstellar's bad, actually.
I'll stop recording right now and fly to Kansas City and punch you in the face.
Imagine if we showed up and I was like, yeah, actually, Interstellar...
I wrote that review...
the bottom list.
I wrote that review on Letterboxd just to lie to you. So that today, when I recorded this episode, I could tell you that Interstellar is my least favorite Nolan movie.
It's a terrible. I mean, love. I mean, they're talking about love. How disgusting and terrible is
transcends space-time.
Space-time. I mean, can you believe this, guys? Can you actually believe
Where's the social utility in that?
Matt Damon? I mean, come on. More like Matt Dumb.
Inner dumber.
There is a moment.
Oh,
he's a dumb guy. Not Matt Damon.
He doesn't know the Endurance's docking procedure.
Yeah, does he just not know, or is he just like, it'll probably be fine? I don't know. So he didn't learn anything. He didn't learn anything in The Martian. I mean, come on,
dude. You had been stranded on Mars for how long?
You don't even know how a spaceship work, dude.
Bro, Matt Damon forgot about hexadecimals. They should have used those. Oh man.
Oh boy.
What an episode.
It'll be fun. What a time. We talked about a lot of things.
I'd like to formally apologize for making you feel bad about liking monkey movies.
No, you're good. I was not prepared, and that's the only issue, is I was not mentally prepared. For
this thrashing I gave you.
Yeah, just absolute trashing. My favorite movie of all time.
All right. Next week, enjoy Jordan as he comes in and just he
hates everything you love.
He hates on my entire top 10 list. Just rips through it. It's gonna be awful.
I think there will be some hot takes being thrown around, but you know. The Dark Knight is the worst movie ever made.
Batman Begins is really good.
Gosh. So we'll find out. I don't know. Dark Knight Rises, though? Best Nolan movie, guys?
What?
What?
That's Darth Vader.
It is. Well done. We're Star Wars fans. What?
Amazing.
Okay, join us next week for episode 64 already. That's crazy.
Nope.
It's like we went fast forward in time. I don't know. Is it 64 or 63? 63. Episode 63. Christopher Nolan ranked. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye. You guys have a good one. That's
Peace out later, dudes.
That's my customer service voice.
Take care.
Have a good one. Yeah, take care, you guys.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in.
See you next time. Come back soon.